Hello everyone, welcome to Hands-on Medical Coding Tutorial, Session 30. So this session is about how to code and document the E&M service. E&M is a huge topic. There's no way we can cover it in one session. So this session is only an overview of the E&M document and code. The goal is to get you understanding the logic behind the E&M coding. To become an expert in E&M, you have to practice. But as a start, you have to understand the logic. It will be much easier for you to become an E&M coding or document expert. So first, an overview of session 30. So this is like an overview of overview. We will cover, explain what is the E&M service and what is the E&M document structure and how to code E&M. And finally, we will talk about the integration of E&M coding and documentation. So we will do a brief demo to show how this is done in our software system. So first, what is the E&M service? So E&M stands for Evaluation and Management Service. So you can usually short it as E&M or E/M or sometimes just EM. So evaluation and management services are cognitive as opposed to procedural services in which as physician or other qualified healthcare professional diagnoses and treats illness or injury. So talking about procedure, we usually mean like chest X-ray, CT of head, or dressing of a simple lacellation. So this is our procedural service. But E&M is more like evaluate. A typical will be the annual exam or management of chronic condition such as diabetes. You go see a doctor, and maybe the doctor can prescribe some medicine for you. So E&M service is very common for doctor, for the visit. So the E&M service will include all specialties. For example, IM, internal medicine, cardiology, ENT, ear, nose, throat, or eye doctor, or urology, orthopedics, dermatology. So it included all the, even radiology, they also have E&M. So they will take a look at the image of the your chest and then do an evaluation. So the place of services is important for E&M. So it could be in an office, doctor office. Usually it's one doctor or a group of doctor. They open an office or clinic, and also it can happen in the hospital. It's called inpatient, and the place of service also can include emergency department. SNF stands for skilled nursing facility, and rest home or just a home, the physical home of a patient. There are about 136 million ED visits each year. So there's a lot of E&M service around each year. So next we are talking about the E&M document structure. So basically for E&M you have three sections, history section and exam section, or MDM section. So the history section will be, we have the following subsections. The first one is a CC, stands for Chief Complaint. HPI, so history of present illness, or ROS, review of systems, and finally PFSH. P stands for past, F for family, and S for social. So there's three kinds of histories. I don't know why they name it as past history. To me, it's kind of redundant. To me, it should be a medical history. You can talk about the medical history, allergy, or even surgical history. And the exam stands for the physical examination. And MDM stands for medical decision making. So it includes three subsections, like DMO stands for diagnosis and management options. So, and also the data. Basically is the test you ordered, or the test the doctor interpreted. So, and then finally the risk. What is the risk for the patient? There's another saying to describe the same thing. It's called a SOAP structure. This is well known in the doctors community. They say it's subject. Stands for subject, and O for object, and then A and P for assessment and plan. So that this is a same thing as the history exam MDM. Subject is the history section, and the object is the exam section, and assessment and plan is actually basically the MDM section. So next we are talking about E&M code. So the E&M code is level based. So it's usually 5 levels or 3 levels or 2 levels, but mostly 5 levels. So those levels, the final level will be determined by the levels of the 3 major sections. So for the history section, there are 4 levels. The first level is PF, stands for problem focused. The second level is EPF, expanded problem focused. And then D stands for detailed, level 3. And the highest level, level 4, is C, stands for comprehensive. So this will be PF history, or EPF history, or detailed history, or comprehensive history. And for the exam, the physical examination is also the same 4 levels, then named the same as history. So it could be problem-focused exam, EPF, expanded problem-focused exam, or detailed exam, and finally the comprehensive exam. And for the MDM section, the medical decision-making section, also they can rate it as 4 levels. The first level is called SF, straightforward, and the second level is low complexity. Then the third level is M for moderate complexity, and H for high complexity. So you don't have to remember. I mean, you can be familiar, get you familiar with all the terminologies. Basically, in this section here, we are telling that for history, there's section you can come up with 4 levels. For exams, exam section, you can rate it also 4 levels, and the same for MDM, there are 4 levels. And then based on the levels of each section and combine it, we can come up with the final level for the E&M, the overall level for the E&M visit or E&M service. So the code range is basically, the final code is from 99201 to 99499. So the code between all this range are all E&M final codes. So as we said, there's usually 5 levels or 3 levels, but the base code, where the level starts, the base code is determined by E&M visit type. The E&M visit type is basically determined by the place of service, and also if the patient is a new or established patient. Say for example, in the outpatient setting, in the office, doctor's office, if the patient is new, then the base code is 99201, and then for level 1, and then it can be 5 levels. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 2 is 99202, and level 3 is 99203, and level 4 is 99204, and level 5 is 99205. So depends on the base code, and then it determine the final codes. So another example is the outpatient established outpatient if the patient is established patient. So the code can be 99211 to 99215. Again, it's 5 level. So we have office, outpatient consult. The levels, the final levels are 99241 to 99245. Again, it's 5 level based. So for ED visit, it's from 99281 for level 1 and 99285 for level 5, and then all the levels in between. And also for inpatient admission, so it's 99221 to 99223. This is 3 level based. And then for the subsequent inpatient visit, it's 99231 to 99233. So for the inpatient consult, again, it's 5 level. And then for inpatient discharge, so it's 2 level. The first level is 99238, and then second level is 99239. So again, I just want to stress that, E&M code is 5 level based, and then the E&M visit will determine the level 1 code, the base code. So in the next slide, I will just talk about the integration of E&M document and code. So basically, we are saying the documentation determines the E&M coding level. So they are kind of deterministic. Once you made the documentation, so the level is determined. And also I think in the doctor community, there's always a problem of undercoding of E&M level. So basically, we're saying some visit can be level 4, level 5, but the doctors, to be conservative, because they are afraid of the auditing, they will find problems. They just would rather code a level lower. So for the level 4 or 5, they probably code a level 3, or they lost a revenue on that. So next, I will just do a little demo for the to see how the E&M documentation and code works. So the point I want to make is that by filling the E&M form, you can generate E&M document and code. That's designed how it's designed in our software system. And then you can also save time by using E&M templates here. So we have a system to do real-time auto coding while documenting. So it's that once you start documenting, and then it's also the coding is also started. Once the documentation is done, the coding is also done. So let's see the system here. So again, you just go to the website here, and then on the menu you find the E&M. Then there's a menu item here for E&M doc and code. So this is the system. So in this E&M documentation and coding system, so basically you have here you can this is just a like a tiny EHR system that you can document the patient's visit. So in this first section here is the basically patient demographics, patient name, birth date, gender, and then patient ID, all the stuff, and then address, email stuff. And then also in this small section here, you have service date, and then you have an indicator to see whether it's a wellness exam. And then here you have chief complaint, and then this is a list of the visit type. Again, as we said before, the visit type will determine the code for the level 1 service. And then the main work should be done in this section here. So in the history, as we said before, it has HPI, where you can document the HPI section. Like here, you say if it's pain in the chest, So here you have got one item. So and then again, you as a doctor, you just fill in all this information about the HPI. It basically talking about the the history of the present illness, and then you have hours review of system. Again, you can make any notes. Once you make notes here, and then this box will be automatically checked. And then for this here, this is the past medical history and family history and the social history. So you can just pick stuff from the list. And then here, the second big section is the examination, right? Physical examination. So in this physical examination, you can either use 1995 guideline or use 1997 guidelines. So 1995 guidelines is simpler. And also if you want to use 97, that's possible too. And then you have to choose which specialty you are in. So because the specialty will determine what type of exam the doctor will do for the patients. Say for cardiovascular, and you have a special exam form. So those are very specific to the cardio. Again, we will talk more details here. And then finally, the MDM section will contain DMO. This basically document the diagnosis, or it's like an impression section of the note, and then the data, and then the labs, then the orders the doctor made, and the tests, and the review of the the image, stuff like that. And finally, the risk, whether it's a minimal risk. As we said, we have 4 levels of risks: low level, moderate complexity, and high. So after you document this, and then you just need to click create and create a doc and code, and then the text, the documentation will be displayed in this text section here in a nicely format. And then also it will come up with the E&M code. So I would not document one by one. It probably take 10 minutes to do or more. I already have a template to actually make this faster, because if the user has to do right from beginning for every doctor visit, every patient visit, that would be a lot of time. So let's just go to E&M here. There's template here, okay? And then equally, the system already have built in some templates for the common, like ED, cardiology, urology, the internal medicine, diabetes. You can just go. Let's see. We can just make one of them here. So this is MEA. So it's ED visit. It's a motor. MEA stands for motor vehicle accident. Okay. And then here you will say where's the pain, and then the severity or the stuff, okay? And then each section is documented. You can modify as you go along, okay? And then this PFSH, and then this is a common selection, so you can modify them as you go through each specific patient. And every section is documented. And then you just click here, and then the level in this visit, the final level will be the level 4. Is the code is 99284, and then for history to get the comprehensive, the highest, and then for exam has also the highest, and then for MDM you get the moderate. So the final level is be level 4. So this will make the documentation very fast. So if you are a coder, you can talk to your doctors about this system. I think the doctors you work for will be really pleased that there's one available system to use to simplify the E&M documentation and the coding. So again, after you load the I just mention one more thing before the end of this session. So you can either, after you create a patient record here, you can either you can save this as a template. You give a template name, and then this will become your own template. or in this template thing here, this is your own template, and this is the common template for everybody. I mean, so you can create as many templates as you want to, and also in this, I mean, you can search for E&M codes by E&M document by patient name. Say you type in patient name and then say, oh, let's see, John Smith. Yeah, you can get the documentation for this patient, and then you click the document ID, to get this patient's record. Again, if you have a new visit, you just change the dates and then modify, maybe HPI accordingly. The PFS, basically it didn't change much. You just update them all. The exam, I think is basically they are all about same, and then you update the DMO, and then data risk, and then you create a new record. You just when you click the create doc and code, it will create a new record for this patient. Okay, I think that's the end of this overview session about E&M. So in the next few videos, maybe a couple of videos, I will talk about more details about E&M coding. Thank you for watching.